Hi, welcome to Needing a Meeting. My name is Carol. I am your host today. How's everybody doing? Hello, Ben Bang on the Drum Turner. Hello, Lene. Hey, Cosmic. Hey, CK. Good to see y'all. How's everybody doing? I'm going to post the link and see if anybody wants to come in and have a meeting. How about it? Has anybody been keeping up with the SBTV stuff? Just out of the blue, I just decided to check Mike Rinder's blog because he sent me an email saying that he was going to present the facts and I could make up my mind from there. And so I kept checking the blog. And before anybody else had anything up about the blog response from Mike Rinder, I had already seen the blog post, and was just kind of waiting for people to file in with what they had to say about it because I knew what I had to say about it. I posted a comment on the blog. I don't know if it actually got approved, moderated, approved. When I had checked later that day, it had not. It's okay. I made a copy of it. So I know what I said, and I have a copy and paste of exactly what I said. Anyway, anybody coming in to have a meeting? Hello. Hey, Ben.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
Yeah.
I got to check my stuff thing, whatever. There we go. Okay, so how you doing?
Okay. How are you?
Not too bad. Is my mic too loud, too quiet?
I can hear you just
Okay,
fine.
okay, yeah. So how you been?
Okay. Last couple of days, I have kind of been in a little bit of a fog, I guess you'd say. I
Hmm.
think it's a typical February thing, and I've been
Hmm.
feeling so good with my new meds that, you know, maybe I'm just noticing it more
Hmm.
because of the contrast.
Okay.
But this time of year, I do kind of have a little bit of trouble. Even though the days are getting longer, it's weird
Are
that
you?
I,
Oh, go ahead.
well, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask you if you have seasonal affective disorder. Do you
Yeah,
think?
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure. I'm pretty
yeah,
sure.
yeah. That makes
And I
sense.
was hoping that I could bypass it this year since I have the new medication. And so far, it's been so good. Okay, CK wants me to explain a sentence or two about the mic render. Well, um, I had written an email to Mike Render after he had the attorneys Forrest Green or Green Forest, whatever his name is. What's his name?
Run, Forrest, run!
And basically just expressing here. I'll just read it. I said, "Dear Mike Render, it's deeply disappointing. The response letter sent through Ford Green, Esquire, to YouTube content creator Rabbit on, I assume, your behalf. It's hard to tell, since the Aftermath Foundation was also being referenced in the letter. The fact that there is so much pride taken in the content of that vile letter that it was requested to be included in any discussions on YouTube on the matter of the questions being asked and your refusal to answer is also deeply disappointing. I am the queen of long ass run on sentences. I always got in trouble for it in English.
That's okay. I do sentence fragments, so between us, we're good.
This does not paint you or the foundation in the best light. Is this truly who you are? So again, deeply disappointing. And he wrote back. He actually wrote me back after that to that and said that he was going to present the facts and that I could decide from there. So I've been watching his blog. I've been kind of checking YouTube and watching for his blog, and I just happened to check it on January 8th when he posted the blog that it's something about a good day for a smear, which is gross. That's gross. And it has a picture of a rabbit, and
Yeah,
it's like, really, dude?
yeah,
This is very serious stuff.
yeah.
This is a criminal case of something that was vile, something just so egregious. And this is what you're doing,
Yeah, it's pretty
you
sad.
know?
And the thing is that it reminds me a lot of, oh, what was the case? Oh, just pick something lately.
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher or Will Smith. Every time they go to apologize, it just makes it worse. And he actually, that's not even apologizing. He's just clarifying, and it's just insult after insult after insult. And it's like,
That's all it is.
I mean, I keep trying to set aside what was that? I keep trying to set aside my bias. It's like, okay, just keep in mind he is ways in this cult. It's like, okay, just try to keep that in mind. It's like his social skills probably aren't all that good. And it's like, okay, but oh my God, he just goes out of his way. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the things that Rabbit was talking about was his taking a swipe at her for her education. It's like, dude,
She's a
yeah,
master's.
and at least she
Those,
graduated high school, which is something Mike Rinder can say.
yeah. Yeah.
It's like, who the hell?
She not only has a master's,
Yeah,
she actually put her degree to work and has done stuff with it.
yeah, she's a smart cookie.
She is very smart
Yeah,
and very astute,
yeah,
but yeah, it is terrible, CK. It is. It
yeah,
is terrible. And if anybody's guilty of a smear campaign, it's him. I'm just
yeah,
gonna say it.
yeah.
That's a straight up smear campaign. Everybody's name that he named was either for him to hide behind for some kind of maybe some kind of clout. I don't know. And
Well,
everybody else was just he had to just bring out all the stops and just insult everybody.
yeah. One thing I do.
And there's no need for it.
No, they're really. I mean, you can be butthurt, and you can just, especially in writing, that's the magic about writing. You can be butthurt, you can be triggered beyond all possible belief, but you can write it out and go back and, okay, let's think about this. Let's take this out. Let's take this out. You can have your emotional. You can let out all the venom that you have built up, and then you can go back and change it later to something civil.
Yeah.
But I do find it's amazing. I've often doubted one of my instructors. He would say we tend to use. You could tell what a person values by how they insult somebody. They will insult somebody typically in the terms that mean the most to them, like somebody who intelligence is important to, or giving the impression that they're intelligent. They will say, "Oh, you stupid idiot! Oh, you're just a complete and utter fool."
Okay.
Somebody
Interesting.
who thinks that they're really, somebody who values the way they look. I should watch my language, or yeah, I'll just say it that way. Somebody who likes the way they look, and that's fine. I'm not saying anything against that. But
Yeah.
somebody who prides themselves on their appearance, they will call some, "Oh, you're just an ugly piece of,"
Mm-hmm.
and and I've often doubted that that was valid. But Mike Ritter's a good case of that, where the the terms he uses, you can tell are his push points. So he'll call somebody at something that would trigger him, and it's like that is so fascinating. It's unfortunate because he's being vicious.
He is being vicious.
Two really good people who are just nothing like what Lene says, because they're victims of something.
Yeah.
Whatever her name
Yeah,
is.
and it's interesting. Okay, the crime happened to Miriam,
Yeah,
and he manages to make it all about him, and he's the victim in all this. Are you fucking kidding me?
yeah, yeah. And who
Pardon
was
my
it?
language, but
Yeah, well, yeah, and I think it was Rabbit. I've watched so many shows on it for different opinions. Because I'm trying to neutral. I tried reading it, and I was like, okay, I'm trying to set aside my own. Let's see how other people's interpret this. just to make sure I'm not reading my own biases into this. And Rabbit noticed that he keeps saying, Leah and I, Leah and I, Leah and I, that he
Yeah, yeah.
uses
What the
her as, it's just amazing.
clout thing that? Hi, Rebecca.
Hello.
We're talking SPV. We're anyway.
I'm
Leah and
happy
I,
to
Leah.
listen.
Huh?
I just have to submit my time off before I can be done
Okay.
with my workday.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hide myself. So are we talking about Mike Rinder?
Yeah, we are. We're talking
What's
about
he-
Mike Rinder.
What is he doing now or not doing?
He had this dissertation of a blog post,
Oh my
basically calling everybody, he's insulting everybody with everything but their mama. I mean, really.
God. Yeah, that is a good summation. I mean, that really, he's taking
All he left out is just their mama.
He's taken swipes at Rabbit. Of course, that's one of his favorite targets lately. He's taking swipes at Rabbit. He's now going after Mike Brown. He's bringing up Aaron again. And
Who's
Aaron
Mike
is
Brown?
he's a fellow commentator, ex-Scientologist.
Oh yes, I have seen
He's the
him
one that's in
on.
the military. I think he's a helo pilot.
That's
he
right.
flies-
I've seen him on their game night once.
Yeah. Yes, he flies Chinooks. That's what they call them. That's not my fault.
I don't even know what that is.
Chinook, it's a troop transport. It's got two rotors, one in the front, one in the back. Big, ugly thing, but yeah, he's a helo pilot.
Before we get into anything too major, FYI, today is the last day. You are going to see all of this.
This hair.
This tomorrow morning, 10:30, or actually 10 o'clock, 10 or 10:30. I got an appointment with my friend, and all of this is getting cut off. We're maybe going to be Annie Lennox short.
Woo.
Why?
Okay.
Any particular reason?
Because I'm tired of it. This is almost to my butt right now. And I lean toward having it be short on the back and then maybe longer on the top. And so I'm tired of it this length, but I also don't want to have to go to the salon every month to get my hair done. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to my friends. So I'm going to learn how to do this myself or something similar, maybe with help. So, yeah.
Exciting.
It is. So the next time you
Yeah.
see me, I'm going to look very different. I'm nervous and scared and, and kind of excited.
Yeah.
Just think, it'll be like you, Ben. I'm a little envious. How guys have short hair and how easy that is to maintain. You just wash and go. And my hair takes 4 hours to dry.
Unfortunately, my hair is going Bernie Sanders, and I can't shave it. I wanted to shave my head, but I got hit in the hole when I was a young kid and it left a big lump right here. So it's like, oh man. So it's like hats, I guess, or a wig. I could do orange hair. Oh, that's already been done.
I was going to say, do not, like when you say you have is it like a bump or what is it?
Yeah, it's a bump.
So indented bump or
yeah, protruding.
Seriously.
Don't
worry about it.
That's
Speaking
true.
as a woman, I'm 52. Speaking as a woman who's dated multiple people with no hair, that's not what's most important.
Well,
so feel free to shave your head if you want to.
I think as long as I don't
do whatever you want.
As long as I don't do the base coat, clear coat, where you shine it up really good to get that nice sheen off of it, you probably won't tell. But,
I was gonna say because my partner, he uses a buzz trimmer and it's just really short. It's maybe half an inch, but it's easy and
Oh, it's Christy.
Hey, Christy.
Hey, shave the head. I wore my head buzzed for 2 years. Shave your head. I'm all about it. But it was funny before Michael buzzed it, he was feeling around my head to see if I had any lumps. It was really funny. But I don't know. But yes. I
You
Did you-
cannot drop that and then just go past it. There is a backstory there.
So the backstory is my hair used to be down to my waist. And Michael would, every woman has complained about this. I'd be like, I hate my hair. I just want to shave it all off. I mean, every woman has said it, right? And if you haven't, bless you. But there's not a woman I personally know who hasn't said it. So Michael, he would kind of pick at me and he'd be like, well, shave it. And so finally, this was the deal breaker for me. So he goes, you're too vain to shave your hair. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And so I said, here's the thing though. I said, I'm not going to shave it. You are. And I was kind of hoping he would back out of it. No, he didn't. He was feeling around like this. And then he took the clippers and put it in a low ponytail and right down the center of my head. So I closed my eyes, like he put it in, and I closed my eyes before he started shaving it. And I just knew when I opened my eyes, it was going to be G.I. Jane, and I prepared myself for it. And I loved it. It was the first time I had ever felt rain on my head, because when you have hair, you feel it on your hair, but you don't actually feel it on your head. And I thought it was great, but he took, it looked like he had scalped me, and he showed my daughters and they started crying. Like they were traumatized, and I felt horrible. But I loved it. And so here's the thing, I don't know if you've ever known somebody who's had a buzzed head, if you've ever just rubbed their head, how it's hypnotic. I would just sit there and rub my
Soft
head.
and fluffy.
Yeah, I mean, and when I went to work, so the other thing was I was working for a place downtown that was pretty well known, and they hired me with my long hair. And when I walked in, I had my hood up, and then I flipped my hood down and my head was buzzed. They thought I was a guy that had come to apply for something, not their marketing director. But it was fun. So and Michael really liked it, and I really liked it. Now, the one downside was a lot of people thought I had cancer. And so I would have to explain to people that, no, I wasn't sick.
Yeah.
But the funny thing was I got more compliments from women when I had my head shaved than I did men. I got more compliments on my hair from men when it was long. And I thought that was a really interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then after that, I liked it, and I just kept it buzzed for 2 years. I've got pictures of me in Napa. Michael and I both have our heads buzzed, and then I decided to grow it out. And then I didn't know this, but after you buzz your head, you grow it out. You get cowlicks where you didn't have cowlicks before. So then my hair started sticking straight out right here and straight up. That's where the wig came in, because when it got to that point, it was very awkward, and I wanted to shave it all off again, but I really wanted it long. So what I did was I bought the long wigs, and I would look at pictures of myself with my long hair to motivate me. And then I grew my hair back out, and then I cut it all off and had the side shaved and had a design in there for a while, and now I'm growing that out. So
It's funny that you mentioned that about the long hair, because I don't know if you caught it. Rebecca, that gal right there, she literally said those exact words. Like, this hair's too long. I got to cut it off. I'm going to look like Andy Lennox.
So you guys, both the Christies missed it, but I just said this is the last time, because right now my hair is almost to my butt.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's long.
So I have really long hair.
Huh?
Are you gonna send your hair to a wig place for the cancer kids?
So my plan is tonight I'm going to wash it before bed so it has a chance to dry before I see. This is what I've been doing. I've been kind of curling it up with a clip. And this is how I'm getting my hair out of my face. But yeah, I'm aiming for kind of an Annie Lennox, or there is another woman who does really cute. She's got really cute pixie cut. So I'm going for a pixie cut.
That is amazing. Yeah. Now, have you ever had your hair that short?
No.
Okay.
No, I've had it short in back, but I had it longer, probably to my eyebrows, approximately on top, all the way around. And at that point, I was making a little bit more money, so I was dyeing the base of the hair a dark chocolate brown, and then the top, this had a red at the end. So it kind of blended in really well. It wasn't like fire engine red, but it was red. So
Cool.
Right on.
So
way back in the day.
just prepare yourself, because you'll be all excited, but that first time you go to wash your hair and you go like this, it's just going to be like you'll look amazing. I think you should totally do it. I love it. That's exciting. One of the things that I did was with my wigs, when I got done with them, because my hair is so thick that when it gets past a certain point, I can't wear them anymore. I washed them really well, and I donated them to the cancer centers, and they would cut them and restyle them and give them away for free to women and girls that had cancer and had lost their hair. So I thought that was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
But I'm super excited to see your analytic hair, man. That'll be awesome. That's like rock star right there.
I am thinking that multiple things. One, I can dye it any color that I want, and if I hate it, all I have to do is wait a month and I can shave my head again.
Yeah.
And it's gone. And it doesn't, I've been kind of tired of it long, but I work from home, and so I can grow it out again. And it'll be interesting to see how much of my hair, it's still predominantly brown, but how much white I have, because I think it'll be a little bit easier to tell. I mean, I know it's white here. I've got these kind of patches, but I think it'll be kind of interesting to see how much the rest of it is how much is all over or not.
You might be surprised, because when I shaved my head, I had no idea I had so much gray. I was like,
I was looking in the mirror the other day. It's like I have a lot more gray than it appears from far away, but I went, whoa, holy, holy, holy.
How are you feeling? I see you said you keep having coffee.
Yeah.
I've been coughing all night. So I think I might have to go get a COVID test. I don't think it's COVID, but everyone else, but I just keep having this cough. I was coughing all night. You know how you wake up and you're coughing?
Mm-hmm.
I was doing that. My throat's a bit sore. Yeah, I know. I feel sorry for everybody else in the house. So. Yeah. I was just coughing. But yeah, no, I'm all right. I'm a bit confused about what's happening in the SPTV world, because
we were talking about that. Where were we when we were just talking about how MR pulled out all the stops to insult absolutely everybody that he could that had nothing to do with anything.
I kind of wonder.
I
wonder if his cancer's doing something. Not saying that this is not something that he could have been anyway, but I do know that when my stepfather got cancer, he turned into a really nasty person. Like, I'm not saying it's an excuse. It might be an explanation, because this doesn't, like, how can someone who has intelligence think that this is a good idea?
Well, the problem is, and I thought the same exact thing, the type of cancer he had was, it wasn't actually really cancer. It would turn out to be cancerous fluid in his lungs, so they thought lung cancer, but it turned out it was metastasizing in his esophagus, but he doesn't even have tumors or anything. It's basically some oddball way that his body is transforming fluid into a cancerous fluid, so he just has to take medication, but he's actually not cancerous. So he doesn't even have that, which is just
okay. Well then,
I was thinking
I
the
don't
same
understand
thing.
what's going on.
So what's going on?
He's blaming a victim, like hardcore. But Miriam,
victim shaming, big time, for no good reason that I can see.
And Carol and I were.
He wrote a really long blog post.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, really long, with quote unquote receipts. That I can't tell what he's trying to prove.
Yeah.
Right.
But basically, in a nutshell, as far from what I was seeing, is that. I just lost my train of thought.
Mike Render, long post.
He managed to take somebody who was extremely, in a traumatic and egregious way, victimized as a very young child,
Mhm.
and managed to turn it around and make it all about him, and all about how he's the victim in all this. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
And
The
this is
thing,
Mike Rinder.
yeah, and the thing about it is he's starting to take swipes. He takes more swipes at Rabbit. He takes swipes at
Yeah.
at Aaron.
And Aaron,
Like that's
Jamie,
out of the blue.
Jamie Mustard. Which what
Yeah,
does Jamie Mustard have to do with
yeah,
he comes on and just talks about, his book and what his experience and what I can't see him mixed up in what.
yeah. And Mike
Yeah,
And
no.
Brown
also
was
Mike Brown was
yeah,
also swiped.
yeah.
Who is
He's just
Jamie?
Yeah, I actually
took
love watching
swipes at-
Mike Brown's. I love watching Mike Brown's lives because he's so like clinical and like army about it. It seems
Yeah.
like
yeah. He
Yeah.
is. He's yeah.
I actually started. That's what I started watching. I was like, "What the hell is happening? What flap?" And I'm like, "What?"
Well,
And then Tommy was on, and then this meeting started. So I'm like, "I'll just leave that for later."
Well, Aaron's supposed to have a. He's trying to get together a round table of all the people that were mentioned because Aaron replied to the pieces regarding him, but he's
Yeah.
trying to get Mike Brown in. I think he's trying to get Rabbit in. He's trying to get all the people in that involves to have kind of a round table to discuss it. He's shooting for later today, so it might be interesting.
He mentioned 7, so I'm assuming that's Eastern time, which would be 6 my time. I'll be
he's
out in
trying
the
to get
car.
like
I just gotta-
Surge.
You just got to wonder how much Scientology is reveling in all of this bullshit.
Yeah.
Well,
They are.
it is definitely out of their playbook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, didn't Mike write it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right out of the OSA playbook for real.
My industry
Okay.
produces these piece of junk magazines for GIS and surveying, and they're trash, but saving grace of them. Oh, they smell like the little mimeographs from school. Oh man, it's like paper crack. It's like my. Oh.
Actually, I do that with new books. If I buy a new book, I won't read it until it's lost in new book smell. So I'll just be like,
Yeah.
I did that with
Well,
my passport too.
I'm gonna sidetrack on this. I've got 2 things I want to announce because I think two good things are happening. And what talking about paper crack when my girls were younger. You know those French's fried onions that you put on top of the green bean casserole at Thanksgiving? My
Yeah.
girls would just eat those. Well, they called them crack. So one day we were in the store shopping and they're like, "Mom, don't forget the crack." And I'm like, no. They're talking about French's fried onions. My kids do not do drugs. I had to clear that really quick because I was like, I'm going to go to jail now. But my good things are, so Michael called me last night and he's like, the guys are taking off, not this weekend, but next weekend, like the 16th, 17th, and 18th. They're going to be taking off. And so he's like, I would love it if I could come home and we could get everything done and you could go on the road with me a lot sooner. And that's like 8 days away. And I had panic in my heart because I still have stuff. I've got TVs and these 2 junk cars that I've got to get rid of that no one is interested in because one is a Jag and the other one is a Triumph, but they're really old. So they're impossible to work on and they don't run. Yeah, don't get impressed. Don't get impressed, okay?
No,
It is.
I don't. My dad.
Is that
loves
something
Jaguars.
that something that Michael can handle?
No, he can't because he's gone and he's working so much.
Oh.
I've got to sell them. So, which is understandable because honestly, I want me to sell them because he's too emotionally attached to them and he's got a certain amount. Well, anyway, he wanted to get $500 for each car at the minimum. And I was like, okay, well, considering what you paid for them and they don't run, $500 is pretty fair because these are not great cars. But I've had a few people interested in them. Nobody wants to pay that amount of money. So that's where I'm stuck. Well, I had a guy reach out to me today. He wants to buy them and he wants to fix them and he'll haul them off on my birthday, which is Monday. But he only wants to pay $450 for both cars. Now, I don't care. And the reason he wants to pay $450 is because his tow bill will be $300. So to me, that's fair.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't talked to Michael about it. So my sales brain has kicked in and I'm figuring out how to pitch it to him so that it's a good deal. And I think the saving grace is going to be, look, the guy wants to restore the cars, cut him a break. But they could be gone on Monday. Now, the guy that bought all of my stuff in the living room, he owns a booth at a flea market. And he said, he goes, I want to help you out. He goes, I will come with my truck and trailer on Sunday. We will load up everything you still have, leave you only with what you need, and I will make you an offer and I will haul it off. And I was like,
wow.
I will see you Sunday. What time? So I could potentially, Michael agrees to sell these cars, which we're putting it out there. He's going to agree to sell the cars. And this guy is going to take all of this stuff out of my living room. I could have all of my stuff gone by Tuesday.
Wow.
I'm super excited. Now, Sweetie still has to get spayed and the dogs have to get their shots updated. So I would have to stay a few days after that, but I could pay my electric bill and my water bill on the way out of town and be completely done and blow this popsicle joint. Be gone.
Woohoo.
I know. I'm excited. So I wanted to share it with you. Like, I know it's off topic of the Scientology stuff, but
there are people who take them over the scales. I don't know what that means.
I don't care.
Before agreeing.
I don't care because if this was a truck, it would be long gone. But because they're British sports cars, one's a 78, one's an 86. No one around here knows how to fix them. You cannot get parts. These things have been sitting in my driveway for 4 years. I do not care. Like, I've got somebody who could haul them off for scrap for me, but I don't even want to do that because that's just more nonsense. So I don't care if we get ripped off because I'm going to tell you what, my husband got ripped off when he bought them.
Well, look at it, kind of maybe phrase it as we are helping somebody who maybe they're going to have to dump. If he's planning to restore him, he's going to have to dump a lot of money into this.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a way to kind of help him out a little bit. It gets it out of our way. It's not in the driveway taking up space.
Well, what I'm going to tell him is he wants to restore both cars to their former glory. And he's super excited about the Jag, which was Michael's favorite car. But because he's got to go from 2 counties over, we should give him a deal. But the cars are not going to get crunched. And they're going to be restored to the former glory, which was your vision anyway. And yeah. And
is the Jag the older one?
No, the Jag is the younger one. And you guys, I don't know if you know anything about I don't know if you guys know anything about cars, but this Jag, it's a V12. So what it looks like is it's got 2 6-cylinder motors side by side, and then there's this thing called vacuum hoses, which imagine if you don't know what those are, imagine a pool noodle. You know, those things you swim with that are really soft. Okay. Yeah. It's attached with that. And these things are known to be horrendous. My dad had a V12. Oh, yeah. It's horrendous to work on. It's got 2 radiators. It's got 2.
It's horrendous to listen to start.
I was going to ask if there's an XJ12, but it sounds like it is.
It's an 86 XJ12. Now, the body's in good condition. The interior's in good condition. The Triumph is a 78, so I'm older than this car, which makes me sad in my heart. But it's got a lot of rust, and I just want them gone.
Oh, they use ice, or what do you call it? Salt. Do they put salt on the roads out there?
Oh yeah, it chews up cars.
It's a little rust. Yeah.
So the Jag came from Montana, which is why it's in good shape. It was in a garage, but the Triumph sat in somebody's barn in Maryland forever. And I am just, and Michael knows I'm so over it that I'm pretty sure he knows that if he said no to the car deal when he came home, I would buy cheese just to throw at him. I'd be like, line up. You're facing the firing squad. Who's coming first? Like, get the big chunks of hard cheese. No, I'm pretty sure he'll go for it because he knows I've been having a hard time selling him. And he did tell me to call the Cash for Cars. So this would make him feel a little bit better about it, but
I reckon it does. Because I
Yeah.
got
Tell him what's the alternative, Misha suggests.
yeah,
The
because
cheese.
I had a Golf.
Cheese. It's
Like a
it's
Volkswagen
either the
Golf.
sale or the cheese. You get your pick.
I had a
And not
Volkswagen
just
Golf.
the cheese. Threaten him that we'll come and throw cheese at him too. You'll get cheese
I won't,
thrown
but,
from many people.
He'll
If you
never
need
want to
to.
eat cheese again.
But yeah, I had a Volkswagen Golf that me and my stepdad worked on together, and it was a manual. And so it's expensive too. Volkswagens come from Germany, so we had to get the parts all the way from Germany. So anyone who gets a Jag is going to have to get most of the, like, if they want new parts, is going to have to get them imported from England. Expensive. But I ended up selling it because I was just like, I needed to get rid of it. I couldn't drive it. I can't do manual. I couldn't go forward. I couldn't go backwards. So I'm just going, I can't do it. Not only that, it was an old car. It was like a 1980 model. It was as old as I am. So it was special to me though. I called it Bumblebee. I'll have to share a picture. It was really cute. But I couldn't just let it go to anyone. So I had all these people coming in, they're offering me heaps of money and all that sort of stuff for it because they wanted to part it out. And then the 17-year-old came and he collected Volkswagens. And I was reducing the price because I was just like, as long as they get it, because at least I know the car's going to live on.
Right.
And they ended up offering me $1,000 more than I wanted for it, like that I offered them for it because they were like, no, it's how much it's worth because it's a classic car. And and I was so pleased because I knew that in my heart, this car that I loved because it was mine and my stepdad's car. It's going to go on to someone else who's going to be able to appreciate it more than I am because all I was same year as me, it's yellow, it's cool. Whereas he's like, golf, telling me all the things about golf. So I'm like, cool. Yours now, bye. So, but it does mean a lot more knowing that something that you love and treasure goes on to someone else that will love and treasure it. So hopefully that will be
I have a Volkswagen right now.
Oh,
I
really?
like my Jetta.
Strings with that, like, oh come on, let this guy fix it up.
Yeah. Well, not only that, it's pulling on his heartstrings. It's stuff that he's kept and loved for a bit. So
yes, And he always jokes. He's like, Christy is such a good salesperson. She could sell a ketchup sandwich to somebody in a white dress with white gloves in a snowstorm. So he knows he's getting pitched. Like he's gonna know it. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, and as A. Kenneth said, we could throw blocks of Velveeta, those
you
big
go.
blocks.
There you go. Honestly, I'm pretty sure he'll go for it, especially if I tell him, look, it'll get me there faster because, he's like, I just want you here. And I think if I'm like, look,
Aw.
it'll get me there days faster, I think it would probably be, a good thing. But
you're kind of in fire sale mode too, so
Yeah,
it would suck to have everything gone except for those two cars and to be living there for those two cars.
right.
You know what?
Yeah, it would.
I joked for a long time. I've got thousands of dollars worth of vintage British sports cars in my yard as lawn ornaments.
Well, hey, at least they're not on parking blocks.
Yeah. Well, no, they're not that.
Yeah.
You don't have a toilet in your front yard? What kind of... You're supposed
Right?
to have a toilet.
I am not fitting into the whole Kentucky thing. Yeah. No couch on my front porch. That's not a dig to anybody in Kentucky or from the South, but just you see it a lot in Kentucky. I have seen it a lot.
I was going to say, you see that a lot outside of like the regular city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or poor neighbors. You'll see it in poor neighborhoods too.
Yeah, I had a car that was on blocks forever. And the main reason why I didn't get rid of it is because I'm lazy. That's it. Pure laziness. And I'm okay with that. But yeah, I did get rid of it finally. So.
Good. Well, how's everybody else doing? I see CK and Full of Hope, Tara smiling. Hello. Life is weird. Oh, well, it is weird.
Yes, it is.
If it's extra weird for you, what's going on? Misha, of course, hello. Lene was here, but I think she hopped off. A Kenneth, hello. Who did I forget?
Kristen's here, Full of Hope.
I'm like, who is this actress?
Michelle.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, yes.
That's the look I'm going for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I really she's rocking the gray. I'm going for that. Sorry.
Right on.
I wasn't snapping
no
at you. I
worries.
was snapping at Mikey. He came over. He looks like I don't really know this too much, but is it Dolby or Dalby, the house elf from Harry Potter? Do you know how
Dolby. Yep.
that's what
Dobby.
he looks like?
Dobby.
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 It's
Yes,
Dobby.
When he comes over with the big ears and he looks at you, I'm like, we should have named him Dobby. Like not
Yeah.
Mikey.
I
He
love
totally looks like
Dobby.
the little house elf. But,
Dobby's a good elf.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
kind of cute.
Dobby.
But yeah, so
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I keep nearly dying.
don't
Okay.
die.
Cosmic
My
Blue.
version
Yeah,
of
don't
dying.
die. Yeah, please don't die.
Yeah. No, it's just coughing, and I have to
We
keep
love
going
you too
because I
much.
don't know.
Yes.
Thank you. I love you guys, and
Hear
I'll
you.
hope
Love you
to be with you
too.
tomorrow. Yeah, I'm taking some
Love you
cough
too.
medicine or something. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I've got to push the button.
So so they're going to be doing a roundtable with the whole Scientology thing to give everybody a chance to speak.
He's going to try to get everybody together that was mentioned in the dissertation,
Yeah.
the blog post,
And for
aka blog post.
some reason, he's trying to get Surge, but I think that's because the whole child trafficking angle. I think because I don't think it mentioned Surge at all. At least I didn't read that into it, but I could have missed it.
Oh no. Tara.
Oh my god!
I
A
am
friend passed away yesterday. I might not get the apartment I thought I was getting, and I got kicked out of a Bible study. Who gets kicked out of a Bible study? Well, somebody who goes to a fundy Bible study where people have no tolerance,
I have.
and those occur. Those exist,
Yes.
and I'm sorry that happened.
sorry. How are
I'm
you
so sorry.
how are you doing with all of that? Do you need to come on?
Yeah,
Do you
that's
need
a
to-
lot.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Do you need a meeting? Do you need to come on?
Yeah, you need to come on.
Anything we can do to help?
Yeah, anything at all.
And to make light of it, I know it's serious to you because but a rebel gets kicked out of Bible study. So hang on to
Yeah,
that.
that
You
too.
feel like a
You
rebel.
know what?
But I know
I'm going to
that's
go out on a
important
limb
to
and say Jesus would get kicked out of a lot of Bible studies.
I got kicked out of court.
Recently?
No.
Oh,
What do you say to a drummer dressed in a 3-piece suit? Will the defendant please rise? There you go.
ah,
Full of hope. I'm sorry. It sounds like you're
Yeah.
having quite a day too.
Man, alive.
it does.
Had a meltdown earlier.
Had a meltdown earlier.
Go ahead.
For about 6 hours, pleading with my daughter to reply. In the end, I said, although I was upset, I respect her and won't bother her again. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, Tara, I'm glad
I'm so sorry.
you're doing well. I'm really sorry for the loss of your friend. And
I am too.
hopefully the apartment isn't. Hopefully you get it.
Yeah. And if it is not meant to be, I hope that another one comes around that's better and soon.
Yes.
Like-
And in honor of Cosmic Christie, Debbie Doodles.
Hey, Debbie.
I see you here. Hello.
Yeah.
You know, that's a lot. I'm sorry, Sarah. I
Yeah.
will send you, prayers and thoughts, and choosing to not be reactive is good.
Yeah.
That's a good, healthy choice for you. And I hope, did you get permanently kicked out of that Bible study, or are you able to go back? Like, was it just a one-time thing? Are you gonna have to find a whole other Bible study? Because I could see where that could be difficult and stressful.
Yeah.
Especially
No,
if
that
you
doesn't
like
feel
to.
good. I know that. I know that.
No.
Mm-mm. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Wow. I'd love to hear about it
Glad you
though.
have a game plan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you have a game.
Have a game plan for moving forward to choosing not to be reactive. Right on. Yeah. You know, the thing about giving birth is you're giving birth to a human being, and human beings make choices, and some of those choices break their parents' hearts.
Yes. Yes, they do.
And that's just the reality, and I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I'm very sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tara, I didn't think you had a bad heart. Well,
What?
I'm so
Permanently
sorry.
kicked out. What?
I'm so very
Until my
Wow.
sorry.
heart changes and I decide to genuinely seek Jesus Christ, their words, not mine. You know what?
Um.
It's until it's really until you conform to their
Yeah.
narrative, their
Yeah.
ideal, which, you know,
Yeah. That's an
sounds
unfortunate
like
thing.
it's not the, it sounds like it's very misplaced.
Yeah. It sounds
Minimal,
it starts
minimally.
sounding a little bit like goths. Goths will say, "No, we don't conform to any group. But to hang out with us, you have to dress like us. You have to have makeup like us. You have to have your
Right.
hair black like us. You have to listen to the same music. And if you don't, we'll kick you out." I'm like, well, you know, yeah.
Well, and Tara, I agree with your therapist. My therapist says their behavior is inappropriate and immature.
I'm
And,
tempted to
I
agree.
mean, isn't ultimately the whole point of church and Bible study is to come together to commune and to share in the teachings of Jesus and the compassion of that and to be better people. And I would think if they, you know, people don't always show up, perfect. Like Jesus didn't go visit people that were perfect.
No, he did
He
not.
helped them,
Unless he was going to chastise them for being self-righteous and holier than thou.
right? Just tell
He
them,
did
be
that. He
like,
did plenty of that.
just tell them, say, you know what? You guys are being Pharisees and Sadducees are sad, you see.
Yeah.
Song I used to sing in kindergarten. Tara, I'm so sorry. I set
I
boundaries
am
on my
too.
channel the other day about tolerance and being accepting of all beliefs they didn't like. That's the reason they kicked you
Yeah.
out, because of what you did on your
That's it.
channel? I
Really?
seen that. Tara, I was lurking in that
What?
video, and that was not bad. You were very
Yeah.
kind and compassionate and said that you
Yeah.
wanted to do that in order to keep your peer support certificate, right? Wasn't that what it was? To keep your peer
Mm,
support certificate, and you had to ethically abide by these laws
I think I did
or
see that
these
one.
things? Oh, honey.
Mm-mm.
Well, I seen that live. And I don't think you did anything wrong. I mean, not that it matters what I think, but I think you were very kind and compassionate about it. And I hope you find somewhere where you feel safe, where you can continue on your path to find God
Yeah.
and
Oh
Jesus
yeah.
as you find him.
Unfortunately, I'm all too familiar with that whole thing. If you don't believe like we believe, then you're not you're not the right sect, and you're the ones not going to make the cut. See ya, you'll be in hell, we'll be in heaven, and it's all,
Mhm.
I
This
mean,
may
come
not
on.
be.
If God is as petty as human beings are,
Mm,
Yeah.
help us all.
I was going to
Right.
say that sounds, and coming from my cult, that sounds a little like a cult to me.
Definitely sounds cult-like.
Because
Definitely.
if you can't, and even if you're accepting of other people and it's not something you feel so much yourself, to not accept that It's not even that you don't conform, it's that your ideals and what you believe is the right way to treat people isn't approved.
Well, yeah, and the thing is that it's not even a disagreement really. It's like what you were saying. You, I keep pointing that way. It's like you were saying though. There is a code of ethics that you're trying to abide by,
Yeah.
and this is regarding your channel. Now you can use faith and things like that, and I know that you do, and that but the thing is, you're trying to bridge the purpose of your channel is to be something completely different, and that is just well, I don't know why I'm telling you this. You know this better than I do,
Well, but I
but
think it's
it's just
reassuring, and
yeah,
and Tara, I like I said, I seen that,
That
and
didn't feel good.
I think the sad thing for me is that one, this is important to you. This is your faith. This is God as you understand Him to be, and what you believe in, and what helps you get through your day and your sobriety journey, and
Yeah.
encourages you and pushes you forward. And to see somebody who is going to permanently cast you out because you are trying to keep a certification that you have for a job that you have is very disheartening. And it
And
kind of
yeah,
and
and dishonest in some way.
yeah,
I mean, what do they expect you to do? It's for your job.
yeah. Well, and here's the other side. Here's the mean side of me is, what's that verse in the Bible that's like, you can't pluck a splinter out of someone's eye if you've got a
plank
beam in
him,
The
yours,
haystack
or
in
plank
your
in
own.
yours.
yeah,
I
Like,
heard it with, before you try to get the straw out of your neighbor's eye, get the haystack out of your own.
yeah. And I'm so sorry. But hopefully what this does, Tara, is open an ability for you to either start your own Bible study or, continue to share your faith through your channel and,
Yeah.
be a positive light that way. I mean, really, you have an amazing platform. I've been over
Yeah.
there. You've got a lot of people of faith. You guys
Yeah.
share Bible verses and
Mhm.
and so maybe that becomes part of it. Maybe you talk
Right.
about recovery and everything else, and then maybe the last 30 minutes of it, you do a little Bible study for anybody who wants to stick around. And,
Right on. Yeah.
because that is
It's
important
probably not
too.
the same as face to face, but there are other Bible study
yeah,
groups. There
Yeah.
are. And
Yeah. Well,
there are people who are not that way. There are people who understand that, there but for the grace of God go I.
what,
There was
Tara?
a UCC church that I went to for a while. This is in between, which
oh,
is
Oh.
I'm
like
sorry.
United Church of Christ.
Hmm.
One of the things one of the
Oh.
pastors said was he was asked about letting in the goats with the sheep. Why? Because they were fairly open to letting anybody in, whether you're gay or whatever it is. And he said, we would rather let in a few goats than keep any sheep up. And I kind of liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the
Well,
people of faith from my channel that kicked me out. Ouch.
That is
I'm
rough.
sorry.
I was,
Ouch.
that's
uh,
even more personal. Tara, I am so
I'm
sorry that
sorry.
happened to you.
I am too.
That is very unfortunate. And
It is. And it's not good for their sobriety to be that way.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, you create unrealistic expectations for others that you yourself are not going to be able to live up to because
yeah,
they're
yeah,
unrealistic. They're unsustainable. And so, I think the
well,
best thing to do is however you believe about it, maybe just pray because that's not good.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's one of my I hesitate to say this, but one of my friends, he's a pastor in Littleton, Colorado, and I
Mhm.
never met his daughter, but his daughter was the first one killed at Columbine. But the thing was, is that she was a super strong Christian, and what she started to do, rather than trying to ostracize people, she would sit and talk to anybody. She would pick the people who were cast out of her normal school group, and she would intentionally go sit down and talk with them. If somebody in fact, there was a reason. There was a guy she was shot with on that day. She spent her lunch talking to him because his parents were going through a divorce. And the thing I found amazing, you find there's all these stories that came out about her name is, oh gosh, I can't believe I forgot her name. Rachel Scott. There's all these stories that came out about her later on, and they were all positive stories. And what people remarked about her was that she wasn't judgmental, and that was such a positive influence on them rather than just bashing them over the head. That is
Yeah.
just such a shame, though.
Yeah.
That
It's
really is.
it's a
'Cause I mean,
shame. It
well,
is.
yeah, I mean,
And I know
it's
I
supposed to
know
hurt.
it's hurtful. I know it
Yeah,
hurts.
Yeah.
you know,
And to come from friends,
yeah,
hopefully, um, Tara, you find, one thing I know to be true is that, when you face adversity, sometimes the best thing to do is just, um, I used to pray for people to see, to just be the kind of Christian that God would have them to be, because I knew that I couldn't change anything, but also to guide me in the way of how to best handle the situation. And sometimes that's all you can do. And sometimes there's a little bit of, um, like it's living the way that Jesus would want you to live, right? If somebody mistreated you and you pray for them and you pray that they find the truth in what he would have them to know, and then you pray for yourself to, go on and be the type of person he would have you to be. It benefits you. I believe it brings blessing, and I'm
You
sorry you
know,
went through that.
I don't even know how to describe my faith. My beliefs are different than a lot of people. I think that's why they kicked me out. I genuinely wanted to study the Bible for myself, though. That's the best way. And,
yeah,
the Bible even describes it as a mystery.
yeah,
Yeah.
I eventually just made peace with the fact that I don't have all the answers. I
Yeah.
probably don't even have a fraction of the answers. And there's a lot of things that I don't know. And I just decided to be okay with that.
yeah. That is really rough, though, because that
Yeah,
is.
it is.
I
I
mean,
know it.
you can find those meetings, online and things like that. The problem is, I mean, maybe it's not really a problem, but a lot of those things online, they're lacking I don't want to say reality, the face to face, and it's like, here's how I deal with this with my problems, instead of some guy who doesn't know me, who doesn't admit to having any kind of you know issues with that. You can talk to other people who have issues like you do. It's like, okay, here's my battle with this. Here's how I deal with that. And it sounds like that was kind of ripped away from you. But I really do hope you're able to find a group quickly enough, and of people who are accepting
Or
of
just
you.
whatever it is that you need.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's important to, sort it out. Oswald Chambers said himself, we have to work out your salvation, work out your belief. And if that's where you're at, then, in the journey that you're on right now, um, a lot of times when God as we know him to be, wants to get close to us, he will remove blocks. And then that allows us to see things in ourselves. And now that looks different from everybody, and depending on how you see the God figure, could be anything. But maybe reframe it and look at it, this is an opportunity for you to do what you wanted to do, to study the Bible for yourself without any um you know um thoughts being forced on you. You can figure it out yourself of what you believe. And I'm sure people you could go to ask questions if you had questions about things. But I do believe that faith is important, however that looks for any of
Yeah.
you. It's a very
Yeah.
important part of life. And I just um I'm sorry that your friend did that to you. I
I
think
am
that's
too.
probably, to me, that
I
would be
know
the
that
most
hurt. I know it
that my
did.
that my
I know
friend
it
did that.
did.
Yeah, you know. But we love and support you, and you're always welcome here. And
Yeah.
We think you're a
And
great person.
yeah,
And
100%.
we want you here.
It's too
So
bad we
nothing
don't live
else, hey.
closer, Tarek.
Pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
right. She's in California.
Yeah, I used to be. That's where I
Well,
got my
and
study
who knows
tools.
where I'll be. Maybe one day I'll be in California and then I'll call you up and be like, hey, where are you? I'll meet you halfway. I wanted to see too, full of hope. I hope that you're doing well. I've kind of seen you
I
and
am
CK have been
too. Yeah.
chatting in the chat. I hope you're both doing all right. It's difficult. I will say this. I remember first time moms are always they're so protective. What I've learned is they're so protective of their children, and then by the time you get to your second or your third child or however many you have, you kind of loosen up a little bit. But it still is hurtful when somebody, won't allow you around your grandbaby. I'm so sorry that's going on for you. That's a
Yeah,
difficult
oh,
that's a difficult thing. And maybe something will, positive will happen to change that. And maybe not, but let's hope, right? We can always have hope that things will turn around for the positive. Mhm. I've seen somebody on here that I'd never seen before. Ben something? No, Bruce. Hold on.
Bruce.
Who
Yeah,
are you? Bruce. Bruce.
I've
Hello.
seen you, Bruce. Good to see you again.
Well, nice to see you again. Sorry, this is the first time I've seen you in the chat. And Ben, hello, because I mentioned Ben and Rebecca. Hi. So, yeah. Oh, we're good. We're glad you always love needing a meeting. We all need just a little meeting every once in a while, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mikey and Sweetie are really upset. They didn't get to go run around and be free dogs. I had to drag them into the bath yesterday. I was like, you guys are staying clean for at least a day or two. Probably.
Oh,
Oh,
you went to love-ins. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing
I want to
else.
give
Oh,
riches.
not the mouth. Okay. You is the best guy. Who's the best guy?
Give
Are
ear
you being the
stretches.
Yes, Mama loves it.
He's a
Big guy.
big little dude, isn't he?
Huh?
He's a big
Oh,
guy.
Here comes
Oh, hello, sweetie.
Aw.
Aw.
Sweetie. She won't let Mikey get all the lovins. Here you go, sweetie McSweet. There you go. Get your lovins. Oh, that's the good girl. That's the good girl, you little three-legged runt. Yes. All right, you gotta go lay down.
I send them little butt scritches from me because I know most dogs love those.
Oh, there you go. That's from Rebecca. Oh, you're just the best girl that ever was. Go lay down. Oh, okay. Well, come get your butt scratched from Rebecca. Come over here. Look, sweetie, you gotta get out of the way. Come here. Come here. Okay, there you go. All right, now y'all go lay down. Go lay down. Get around and act like somebody. Go on. Hey, go. Go. Like my dogs know what that means. I mean, they must have a pretty good idea because they do kind of go lay down after that.
Oh, I guess I did put that in there.
I was gonna say,
Sometimes my
Tara,
my scroller doesn't scroll. Anyway.
Tara, I have time, so if you need to chat, I'm happy to continue chatting longer, even if Carol needs to go. You need to.
Oh, and I keep forgetting to let people know my mine and Steve's wedding anniversary is on the 12th, and we always like to do something that day. So what I'm thinking I might do is I might go ahead and put the meeting on and toggle people in. I wish I could give toggle power to somebody.
Well, I don't we can check before if my channel is allowing me to go live.
Okay.
I can hop on with you, and then I would be able to toggle people in, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get together. We'll figure that out.
Yeah. So, well,
Debbie
and
Doodles
Mondays
wants to know if
also.
the doggies get to travel with you.
Yes. So we got Michael got our hotel, which is going to be our home for the next couple months. Yes, both of the doggies and Shitty Kitty are going with me because I just couldn't bear to give them away to rehome them. And I told
Yeah.
Michael he had to find a way to make it work, and I didn't care how much money it cost, but we were going to make this work. And don't you know that man came through? He found the Red Roof Inn. They have no pet fees, and they're okay with 2 dogs and cats. So there we go. But yeah, I don't, it would break my heart to. And Mikey and Sweetie have such a close bond that whoever took them would have to take both
Mm-hmm.
because I think they would just get depressed and sad if that wasn't the case.
Well, I mean, share what you're
Very
comfortable
good.
sharing and don't worry about if it's too much.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with anything you shared. If you're
No.
having second thoughts about it, don't think it's on my behalf because
No.
I'm glad you felt safe enough to bring that to
Yeah.
us because that's a hurtful thing, and I'm sorry it
is.
happened.
It is. It is. No, I don't think you ever shared it all. And you
Yeah, I
have
don't
just
think
as
you
much
did.
right to share whatever is on your mind as
That's right.
anybody
It's
else.
meeting. Talk about anything.
Yeah, and we're here to support you, and and however that looks and whatever you believe, we're here for you. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I agree with Dead
Yeah.
and Doodles. You did great. And
Yeah.
if Stasia's still here, hello, hi to your little visitor.
Tell Wee Man hi.
Yes.
I'm so glad you got Wee Man back. Yay.
No, it makes me so happy. So,
I bet he
yeah,
missed you. I know you missed him.
full of hope, of course, we'll be here for you. We're here for you,
Yeah.
just like anybody else,
Yeah.
The thing is, everybody
Always.
goes through things, and it always looks different. And it's not ours to judge what it is, but if we can support you and help you, we will. You know,
Yeah.
and even if we might not understand all of it or whatever, it doesn't mean that we can't be here and supportive and encouraging. And I think that's what makes this a nice, a beautiful place. You know. Oh, he keeps smiling and saying how much he missed me.
Aww.
I know. Just
That's
kind of.
sweet. Yes, honey, I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah,
There's a safe place with emotional buttressing. I love that. Love and support. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. We all need that.
And I think
I only do this because I need that.
And a gorgeous fat
and I
kitty for you all.
hello.
Just said lots of
TJ.
loves.
Aw.
A little chunker.
important too
But
to
you're
see
gorgeous.
that people from different backgrounds and different beliefs and different experiences can still come together and support someone because at the end of the day, we're supporting humans, and that's what matters. It's about humanity. So, yeah.
Cutie, cutie, cutie.
Yeah. Well, we're at just about an hour. Did you guys want to do a little meditation or it doesn't matter to me. You guys let me know what you think.
I like the idea of a meditation. Does everybody feel like we've had a meeting? If anybody still needs a meeting, put a 2 in the chat.
Yeah.
Put a 3 if you feel like we've had a meeting, and
Yeah.
Tara would love a meditation. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all human. That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
Right on, Kenneth. Yeah. What is said here stays here. It does go out to the wider YouTube world, but you know what? I think it's okay for people to see other people being honest,
Mm-hmm.
and not trying to put the best foot forward because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that best foot doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And we all go through that.
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous to try to maintain some kind of standard of a best foot
Mm-hmm.
when, anyway, that's what I think.
Well, and I agree. And I think it's good to see people from all different backgrounds and beliefs and education. I think this is a great way for the internet to see, you know what? People who believe a lot of different things and have a lot of different experiences can come together, support and show up and encourage and discuss things without being hateful, horrible people. And I think if nothing else, we're setting a fine example for the rest of the world. They should follow it.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
believe
I
that.
agree.
Leave that completely. All right. Well, let's do a little guided meditation and some box breathing. Since clearly I cannot ever count past 3 when it comes to box breathing, I'm going to do 3 box breaths. Because my mind just stops at 3. And then we'll go into a little guided meditation. So for those of you that are new here, we breathe in through our nose for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and then exhale until all of the air is out of your lungs, ending with a sigh. We'll go into a little meditation. And then when I'm done with the meditation, I'll say, when you're ready, open your eyes. All right. So go ahead and get loose, shake it out. Roll your head around, roll your shoulders. All right. Go ahead and close your eyes and drop into your heart space, whether that's putting your hand over your heart or envisioning a little version of yourself going inside of your heart space, opening the door and sitting in the love that you have in your heart center. As we're doing this, if you have a personal mantra or something positive that you would like to say to encourage yourself throughout the rest of this day and tomorrow, say it as you're breathing in. And if you have anything that no longer serves you, is heavy or not beneficial to you, say it as you are exhaling and release it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and breathe in. And exhale. And feel yourself feeling lighter. And last time, breathe in. And I want you to imagine that you're in the most beautiful place that you can think of, whether that is next to an ocean, in a pasture surrounded by beautiful horses, or a meadow surrounded by mountains and flowers with eagles and hawks and birds soaring above. I want you to imagine that in the middle of this beautiful space, there's a bench. You walk over and you sit on the bench and you're looking around, enjoying all of the beauty that you see surrounding you. And if there's anything that is a little heavy on your heart today, you feel it and you look up and you see the person that is the most encouraging to you, that you love the most, is the most helpful for you in times like this, coming toward you. Doesn't matter if this person is still on this plane or has passed on. And they sit down next to you and they give you a great big hug and they hold you in that tight embrace. And as they are hugging you with your head on their shoulder, their shoulder, you start saying the thing that is bothering you most right now. I'll give you a moment to say that to them. Feeling a little lighter that you've shared that. Perhaps it was really heavy and important and you've got some tears rolling down your eyes. Your loved one looks at you, wipes away your tears, kisses you on the cheek. And I want you to take a moment to imagine what this person would say to you. Imagine them telling you that they love you very much, that they're proud of you. And what word of encouragement would they offer to you in this moment? After they have said everything, they let go and they pat your knee and tell you that they're keeping an eye on you, that they're proud of you. You're doing amazing things. Keep fighting. And as you open your eyes, you see us in the distance waving to you, jumping up and down and encouraging you to come over. You walk over and join us, and each one of us gives you a very big hug, giving to you love, encouragement. I want you to take a moment to accept that love and encouragement from each one of us in group. And as we stand there looking at you, we tell you, go conquer your world as only you can. We're here to light the way for you. We'll be cheering for you in the dark nights when you feel alone and you don't know that anyone's here. We'll be encouraging you from the finish line, and we'll be handing you hot water along the way. You're never alone. Even if this is a solitary journey, we are all here in different places for you. There you go. Okay. Well, with that, I see from my live 360 spy cam that I got my husband low jacked, just not my dog. I'm gonna call him and pitch this whole car thing. So fingers crossed, prayers, good vibes, hallelujah, amen, prayer fingers, whatever y'all do, I'll take them all. So on that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.
You give them what for? Poor guy, he doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I felt the need to say this, but while we were doing the meditation, I don't know why, but in my head, I saw everybody in the group kind of surrounded with this cloud of white and pink and green, loving, healing
Aw,
cloud of support. So
love
please,
that.
everyone, know you're cared about and you're loved and you are not
Yeah.
alone. And we are so glad you're here. I'm going to head out.
Love you, Rebecca. Bye.
So your goats, they doing okay?
They have not stolen any hubcaps today.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, all is well.
I was getting a little worried about them getting tats and the whole 9 yards, becoming Raiders fans and everything else.
Yeah.
But
I have a poor little chicken, though, that got frostbite on her little feet,
oh,
and she's struggling.
oh my!
What a mean winter we've had.
How's your dog doing?
She's, I mean, it's a broken bone and it's a big bone, so it's taken its sweet time healing. Poor baby. But she did finish all her antibiotics.
Yeah, she's got the Anatolian in her. I think she can really do a super good job of looking really pathetic when she wants to.
Oh yeah, nobody can look sad like an Anatolian. Saddest eyes you ever saw.
I'd be interested to see of how things go with Christy, but yeah, I bet Michael doesn't stand a chance. That poor sorry sap. He is so in for it. But, I do hope you have yourself a great day.
You too, Ben.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Oop, where's that?
Such a good meeting today, you guys. I love you guys. I really do. You guys just light up my world. Thank you for being part of this. And I mean, I just can't say it enough. Thank you. You guys are amazing and supportive, and it's beautiful. And thank you for sharing your beautiful selves here. Love you and hope to see you again next meeting. And until then, y'all, peace.